If your video ad is stuck at 0 views and it's not getting any better, what I want to do is I want to show you the simple guide. Now, what we're going to do is I am going to take a video ad that is not performing, it's not getting any views, and I'm going to show you exactly how to fix it in real time. At the end of this video, I'll also come back so that you can see that same video ad has actually started getting views. All right, let's get into the video. All right, so the first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that your ad is actually enabled. So you'll see over here, there's this green dot and it says enabled next to it. Make sure that your ad is not on pause. Make sure that you are actually on an enabled campaign because that's just going to allow the campaign to run and actually get the views. The second thing you want to do is go down to these blocks over here and I want you to switch one block so it says impressions. And I want you to make sure you switch the other block so that it says true views. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to make it so that this ad actually gets views and not just impressions. And if you're wondering what the difference is between an impression and a view, basically when somebody walks past your shop, that could count as an impression. They weren't really interested in your product. If somebody stops and actually looks through the shop window and actually looks at the product or service, that would be a view. And that's what we want with our video ads. We don't just want people skipping our video ads. We actually want people to look at our video ads and watch them long enough so that it counts as a view. And that's usually longer than 10 or 15 seconds. All right. So getting back to the video over here. Another thing I want you to do is make sure what date range that you are on today's date range. And then go and look at those two blocks again. I've lost count of how many of my clients tell me that, Devon, my ads are on 0 views, and then all we do is change the date range to today, and it turns out that they have actually a ton of views. It's not the case with this campaign, but it can actually happen. Right. So the next thing we need to do once we've covered all of those basics is we need to go and look at the ads themselves. And in order to do that, we've looked at the ad campaign. Now what I want you to do is I want you to go over to assets and I want you to click on videos because these are the videos in your actual video ad campaign. And you'll notice over here that it's showing my video, right? But I can't see the approval status. So maybe go to campaigns and go to ads. And once you do that, you'll see something that says status. You see that column? This column is very important because there are so many ways that your ad can get denied by Google. And we want to make sure that it's actually okay and that Google is okay with your ad before they show it to people. So if you look at the status column and you see eligible, that's fine. It means your ad is approved. If it says approved, that's fine. It means your ad is approved. If it says disapproved, then you have a problem. And the problem is with your actual video ad itself. Now, there's a lot of reasons why they could disapprove an ad. It could be something that you said in the ad. Now, I'll give you an example. If you have an ad that talks about weight loss and refers to overweight people as fat, that's a sensitive issue and Google might disapprove your ad because of it. If you are doing any type of gambling, that could be a sensitive issue and they could disapprove your ad because of it. Also, if you are in the legal or healthcare space, you might get your ad disapproved or you might see something in this column that says eligible limited healthcare in advertising. And what that basically means is you need to be very careful about what you say. YouTube is going to show your ad, but it's only going to show it to a limited group of people. So in other words, if your ad could reach 1 million people, it's probably only going to show it to 100,000 because it's deemed safe for those 100,000 people to view. Now, I know this whole ads thing can be super confusing and not knowing if you set up your ad right. So if you want me to just sit down with you, review your ad, what I want you to do is click the link below and book a session with me and I'll basically look through your ads and I'll tell you where you're going wrong. All right, so now that we've checked the status of the ad, the next thing we need to do is actually go back to the overview and see what else could be stopping this ad from serving. Because remember, I'm doing this to actually get this ad approved and I want to come back and I want to show you guys that it's actually getting views after this video. So at the end of this video, I'll record that part. But I want to just see what else is going wrong with this campaign. So if I go back to my overview menu over here, you can see that here it's telling you that the conversion tracking is broken. Now, if you want to fix this, all you need to do is you need to go to campaign settings. And once you go to campaign settings, you'll see all of the settings for your particular video ad. And then I want you to go to your conversion goal. Now, if it tells you that the conversion tracking is broken, all you need to do is just switch it to clicks. And this is really going to help with that issue over there. So that basically means that people will see your ad and they'll be able to click on your ad, but the AI is not going to prioritize getting a lead or getting a sale from the ad. Again, this is only a temporary measure until you fix your conversion tracking, but it is going to help your ads to show at least immediately. Right? And once you get them to show, you can always come back, fix your conversion tracking, and then switch to the AI that heavily utilizes its conversion algorithm. Now, the one thing I'm going to say is this. If you don't really want somebody fiddling around with your conversion tracking, but you don't know how to do conversion tracking yourself, I've got a conversion tracking class. I'll link it down below and you can basically learn how to do your own conversion tracking, and that way you stay in full control of the account. All right, it's linked down below. All right, so now that we've switched over to clicks, I'm just going to click on save all changes. Oh, by the way, we need to talk about budget as well, but I'll just put it on a minimum of $5 a day. And I am going to say save. And as you can see, now that I've done that, notice there's no more conversion tracking error over there. All right, so the next thing we want to do is we actually want to go and look at the locations in this ad. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to audiences, keyword, and content. And once I click that, you'll see locations over here. You'll also notice that there's actually no location selected. And that's because locations are always determined with video or demand gen ads on an ad group level. So I'm going to actually have to select my ad group. All right, so as you can see, I'm targeting this tiny little town in Johannesburg, South Africa, and no wonder my ad is not showing because that is a small population of people, and obviously you need a big area if you want to show your video ads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to this location, I'm going to remove it, and then what I'm going to do in its place is I am going to target a large area. So instead of targeting just the small area over here, let's say we go and target the entire USA. And I promise you this, after I make this one change, this ad will actually start showing. And I'll show that to you towards the end of the video. Hopefully we can get it approved by then. All right, so it's telling me here that it could not find entity, which is pretty weird since I think United States still exists. So let's try this again. I'm going to say include. All right, it's being weird. So let's go edit locations. Let's go United States. Let's say save. And there we go. United States has been selected. All right, so now that we've done with our locations, the next thing that I want to do is I want to go into my audience section over here. And already I can see the reason why this ad is not showing because yeah, it doesn't look like the audiences were done here. So what I want to do is I want to click on edit audience, right? If it'll allow me. And I'm going to click on new audience. Now there's something very important that I want to show you guys. So I'm just going to call this example audience. Okay. This is a big reason why most YouTube ads don't show. Now, if I go to my data over here and I want to just look at my YouTube channel viewers in the past 18 months, you'll notice that I've got quite healthy numbers. I've got about 100,000 to 500,000 people who could potentially be looking at this video ad. Now, I want you to see what happens. As you can see over here, we've got 72% male and we've got quite a varied age here. Watch what happens when I go to demographics and I just remove the males. Notice now I've only got 10,000 to 50,000 possible views. So the big lesson in this is when you make your audience nice and big and broad, your ads have the potential to show to a lot of people. When you make your audience tiny, that means you're going to get little to no views, and you're going to think that it's Google's problem for not showing your ad. Meanwhile, your requirements are so strict that it literally can't find anybody to match that criteria. So what I'm going to do is, when I'm looking at this, I'm going to go no, and I'm going to say, no, I want my demographics wide. So I'm going to go back here, and I am going to make sure that it's male and female. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I am actually going to target people based on their interest. So for example, I could target people who are thinking about maybe advertising and marketing, or maybe I want to target people who are looking at SEO and SEM, and I want you to see what happens. 1 billion to 5 billion people are now included in my targeting. Now, obviously, I don't think half the world is into marketing, but this is more of a measure just to show you kind of the potential size of your audience. So I know now when I do this, that definitely my ads are going to show. All right. So that's the one thing I want you to know about audiences. And the last thing that we need to do is we need to talk about budget. Now, if you're looking at this ad right now, you'll notice that it's on $5 a day. Now, with YouTube ads, with video ads, I generally recommend that you go between $10 to $20 per day, at least to just get the ad started off. So I'm going to bump this up to $10 per day. You don't need much to run these types of ads. And even if you look at the history of certain ads of mine, you can see that I'm getting conversions at a very low cost. But the reason why you want to be at $10 per day is certain locations and areas are pretty competitive. So for example, if you're advertising in the USA, because everybody's trying to advertise in the USA, that pushes advertising costs up, that pushes the price of views up, and that means you're going to have to pay more for a view in that particular area. If you're advertising in a third world country, for example, like say South Africa, where I'm based, you'll find that your cost per view is almost 30 times less, just because you're targeting South Africa. So that's the one thing that I want you to keep in mind. All right, so all of these settings are basically done. And as you can see, there's no problems here whatsoever. Now it's gonna take probably a couple of hours for this ad to get approved. But while we wait, I want you to let me know down in the comment section, how much are you starting off with? What is your starting budget? Let me know down below, and I promise I am going to reply to every single comment in this video. I'll see you in a couple of hours. All right, so I just got back from the gym. Time to get my computer up, switch it on, and see if we got any views. All right, guys, moment of truth. All right, so I'm back at my desk. I'm looking at my Google ads. And let's see. Yes, we got it. So as you can see over here, same red block, but now I've got 2 true view video ad views over here. I've even got 11 clicks on my ad. So yeah, super cool. And if you're wondering how long this took, let's see, my last change on the ad was, okay, so my last change on this ad was at 8:33 this morning, and it is now 15:12. So it took round about 6 hours to get approved, which is pretty cool. All right, so thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed this video, man. I'm so excited because I've done this before with search ads, but doing it with a video ad was actually a cool change for once. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know and I'll make more content like this. And also, if you want me to help you get your YouTube ads showing, just book a call with me down below. Also, if you want to see how I actually make my video ads, I made this cool video for you over here. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.